Hi, I'm Ali and a warm welcome to the Ceramic Repair Studio. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I would glue back together a jug here which has multiple breaks. As you can see, it's in two large pieces here, and that's the main body if you like, and I also have lots of pieces from the handle, which is going to be quite tricky to do, but I thought we'd give it a go. But before I do, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video at the end, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help with the algorithm. So first things first, I like to start off with just showing the equipment I'm going to use and products. So I've got a bottle top here, which I always keep bottle tops, really useful for mixing in glue and also paint. I have a cocktail stick, and I also have some Scotch tape here, rather than sellotape because it doesn't leave such a residue on the item. And I'm using a slow release glue, and I've got Araldite here. Now you want to use slow release glue, otherwise if you do it bit by bit with super glue or some form of fast glue, you will end up with a lockout. So just take our Scotch tape first, and let's just take a piece, and then I like to fold a little bit over. So when it comes to taking the Scotch tape off the item, it's nice and easy to take off and it's not all completely stuck to the item. So first of all, I'm going to do what I would call a dummy run, if you like. So before we actually start gluing, I like to put all the pieces together, just so I've got it in my mind where everything goes and is, and also to make sure that everything is here rather than missing a few items and where there's some cracks and chips. So first of all, I'd start with the main part, so the main body. So we'll just put that together, and I'll just take some of the tape and just start to place together. It's a really good idea to have a practice run before you actually start on a huge big item of something with quite a lot of difficulty. Now I can see here it's missing a piece here, so, and I've got a little piece here which I think will fit, so we just put that on. You may have to go at different angles. And I can see already it's missing a couple of, it's got some shards. Hold that into place. And then we'll take this piece here, see if that fits. Yep, another piece. And you want to try to get it fairly tight. It doesn't have to be exact. And I would just keep working all along. I've got all the pieces in order. I can see where it's missing a couple of little bits, some little shards just here, and I can see that all the big large pieces are together. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take it off and place it so we know exactly where to place straight away, so we're not messing around with too much time. So gently just taking off from the top, and I like to put everything just on the side in a line. So once we're finished, we're going to take the pot and we're going to take the first Araldite and we're going to mix it in equal quantities. So just by taking the lid and just placing a little bit on, we don't need too much. And also remember to put the lid straight back on, just so nothing dries out. And then we'll take the other part. Again, want it nice and even. And they are two very different colours, as you can see here. One's white and one's more of a yellow colour. And then with the cocktail stick here, we'll just start to mix that up. And you'll know when it's fully mixed because you'll end up with it looking kind of cloudy. Now this is fine if you just want to get straight into gluing, but I like to use just a little bit of titanium dioxide powder. It just stops any yellowness if anything's going to seep through. So I have some titanium powder here, and a little bit goes a long way. I think it's fairly hard to find, not always necessary, but I do like to use a little bit. So just a tiny bit here. If you put too much in, it does tend to weaken the glue. So again, just taking the powder with the glue and just giving a little mix up. Right, so once we've done that, we're going to take literally just 1/2 of our jug here, and we're just going to apply the glue just to 1/2, and then we're going to put them to the other piece together. If you put glue on both of the pieces, you will find the glue will actually try to draw apart. So you just need to do it on one side. Now, when applying glue with the cocktail stick, you want to be fairly liberal, but obviously you don't want it to be too much, otherwise it is going to sort of splurt out. But every single bit needs to be covered, and we'll just keep going along. Now this is a piece of pottery which is quite porous actually. If you have something which is very porous, you can always add just a little bit of water to the finger and apply it onto your item before you start gluing. And this actually helps. But this, although it's pottery, it's not, and porous, it's not as like some. So you want to make sure you've covered every single bit. Once we've applied the glue, I'm just going to take the other end of the cocktail stick, and I'm just working along the surface area again, just taking off any excess glue. And also this will also make sure that we haven't missed any pieces, any nooks and crannies. Then once we've done that, so we're just gently going to put back together again. And you just want to give it a nice little squeeze. Then you want to just give the jug a little squeeze, and if you can see any excess glue, just gently with a damp piece of cloth, just wipe it over, making sure that there's nothing sort of splurting out. And just keep wiping over nicely, just make sure that's, and just keep gently pressing. Obviously it's easier because it's a jug and this is just in 2 pieces. Not forgetting also the inside. And then just make sure it's nice and dry. And then we're just going to take one first piece of Scotch tape here, and then pressing down again, just gently then pulling and then applying the Scotch tape, making sure it's nice and tight so we have a really nice tight fix. Right, so once we've done that, we're going to start building up the really tricky part, which is the handle here. So I'm going to start literally from the bottom. So taking our bit, just make sure we're on the right track. Yes, we are. And I'm just going to apply a little bit of the glue again, and apply again. We're just using one side, and again, as we did before, just taking one bit, applying, and then just scraping off, making sure that everything is on, and then just gently apply it to your item. You may have to do different angles. Again, if there's any surplus glue, just really give it a good press down and then apply your tape. And then we're just going to work all the way along. Now, because of the funny angle of this, it keeps moving around. You can actually add things such as coasters or just something like a pot or something, just to secure, to make sure that it's not going to be moving too much. So let's take the next part and just check it's the right part. And then again, we just keep continuing the process through, as I say, and I will leave it for a good 24 hours for the glue to cure. And then wipe the excess off. If your fingers get a little sticky, just wipe them down, and then again just gently applying lining up. So then we're going to take the next piece, which I think is here. Yes, again, take the glue. Obviously, I do find handles are the trickiest. And one thing to note also, be it a handle on a jug or a cup, is that once you've glued it, it is very weak, so you would never be able to hold it by the handle. You could hold it, but obviously if you've got any water in there or something, it will actually break because it will be weakened. Leave this as a museum repair, so basically I'm going to leave this 24 hours, fill in a few little cracks here and there, maybe a little bit of glaze just to protect it, and then I will give it back to my clients. We're not going to be colouring in as in painting or using as a airbrush, so it's called a museum repair, so you can see where it's actually had a life. So again, please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and a thumbs up if you enjoy the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye.